Hey everyone, it's Joseph Katz with CalSpace. I'm here once again with CalSpace co-founder Dan Rosenzweig. How are you doing today, Dan?
Fantastic. Sun's out, guns out.
Yeah, spring is in the air. Spring is in the air. So we've talked a lot about hub and spoke. We've talked about real estate as a campus for landlords.
Hmm.
There's been a lot of talk about hybrid HQ, which we've spoken about as well. There was recently an article that used the phrase hub and home as their office strategy, which obviously is a take on the hub and spoke. So, what do you think about that and that model?
I love it. I mean, it effectively combines two of the exact things you had just mentioned, which is the hybrid HQ model, which is, again, just to remind you, it's work from home, work near home, work from a headquarters of some kind, right? And then the hub and spoke model is you have a hub, an HQ, and then there are spokes, which are smaller satellite offices you can access. You could otherwise call them work near home. So hub and home is taking elements of both of that, just calling your headquarters a hub. Um, the upside of that obviously is that if you are an employee who has been able to create a really warm, welcoming environment in your home to work, then it's perfect, right? You've got natural light, you've got a comfortable ergonomic desk, etc. Right? You're set. And I think with the kiddos out of the house, you should probably be able to sit down and focus. And then the assumption there is if that's not the best environment, then you go to the office. So I think those are its strengths. The weakness, I think, is that it assumes that your home is a viable option, and for many it isn't. And then it also assumes that the next best thing would be the office. Our thesis is around letting each individual choose for themselves the best environment that's most conducive to their productivity. And it's going to be a little bit different for everyone, right? And I think our goal, especially as a team leader, is to empower our team to choose for themselves, especially if they're going, my job is to get the most I possibly can out of them.
Yeah, in this particular article, the hub and home model was discussing how the company was going to use their hub for group activities, social gatherings, group creative work, what have you. And your average day of answering emails, working on reports, Excel, what have you, would be done at home, which makes a lot of sense. And we've seen that in other companies. We've talked with companies who are doing similar. Companies have downsized or changed their footprint. We've also talked recently about the downside of having to commute. Even if you live close, so the opportunity to work from home is definitely a benefit. How do you see companies managing the space?
You mean their own
Their own
headquarters
space,
spaces?
yeah. How
So
people coming and going?
for sure, right? It creates logistical challenges. Nothing that is insurmountable. As far as our development, we've been working with several companies and universities to develop software that makes it very easy for the university to control where people have access, and then for the students or the employees to very easily know the spaces that are available to them and book them in real time, either in advance or on demand. So. Whether you partner with us or you partner with any of the other folks who are out there, there are a number of solutions that are on market that make it very easy for you to empower your employees to choose a warm and welcoming environment, while at the same time giving you the tools as a team leader or as an organizational leader to kind of know where people are in case of emergency, or control the days of the week that people need to be in certain places versus having the flexibility to choose where they want to be.
So having a tool to manage the hub and spoke, hub and home, hub and anywhere. I'm imagining that companies will want to dig into analytics and understand what the trends are, what's happening with their teams, what's happening with their companies, different spaces if they have more than one, to either optimize or change policies long term.
Yeah, they say what gets measured gets managed, and I think real estate utilization historically has sort of been a blind spot, and I think there are big opportunities for us to get better understanding of how our spaces are being used, and the same ROI you look for in any investment. Real estate tends to be one of the largest fixed costs of people's balance sheets, so it's very important for folks to find ways to understand how the space is being used so that they can make better decisions going forward. And our goal with KettleOS is to empower people to do just that.
Yes, having seen KettleOS, it has a lot of great functionality. So Dan, this is great. And obviously, if anyone wants to see a demo or learn more about KettleOS, then they should reach out to hello@KettleSpace, or of course, Dan@KettleSpace, or Joseph with an F at KettleSpace. And we'd be happy to show them around, answer questions, and see how it would work for them. Dan, always a pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
See you later.